All right, radio fans, it looks like Uncle Bob really went off the tracks this time. Yeah, we're out here in the weeds. This is not broadcast radio. We are doing internet radio today. So if you're used to launching little RFs up into the air from your antenna, this ain't the place to be. The basis of this whole thing is an old Grace digital studio monitor. It's an IP internet monitor system for stations that are like WLNG here, monitoring off the air. So we took it all apart. Let's take a look at the inside. It's kind of a mess. Dress some of those wires up, make it look neat, but here's the original board. That's all it's original. We added a monitor speaker and a whole bunch of control circuitry and a brand new front panel, which, as you can see, has got a lot of junk down in there. This was one of the more difficult problems with big fat fingers, but here it is working. All right, let's go through it really quick. Don't waste a lot of time. We do actual power on. This thing was always on, and all you had to do was just initiate the URL, and it would turn the processor on over in here. I decided to add a power switch. We have power available down here. This yellow light, it's kind of bright. I gotta tone that down a little bit. It shows that the generator or emergency power or whatever you're doing using 110 is available. Even when it's off, the yellow light will be on. Green is power on. Here we have the URL communications, whether we're connected to the internet or not, through little hotspot or Wi-Fi antenna. And the connect light will come on once it cycles up. The IP mode, whether we're giving it a command or we're actually processing what's coming in. I'll give you a quick example. I'm going to press enter over here and watch that. Well, it gave me a command, and I'm waiting for Bob to tell me what to do. Bob's not doing anything, so I'm going to default back. And he did. He defaulted back. So again, we're just keeping track of the processor over here and what's going on with the internet incoming signal, whether we have it or not, is it viable or not, and the conditions within the processor and all the DAC index and codecs, whatever you want to call them, if they're working inside that little, well, there's several little chips. We're keeping track of the audio stream for the station engineer, signal characteristics, data on the carrier. Well, it's the reconstructed carrier because it's internet, and the off time, the drive level to the system, and the actual status, which is a 3 to 5 second timeout. In case there's a problem with the feed, it'll automatically switch over to a pre-recorded something. So the station isn't dark and off the air. VU indication, this is, excuse me, at the mercy of the internet feed. So we want to keep an eye on that because that determines the line feed out to the transmitter or the recording device or the proof of play or whatever you're doing. So you have to do that externally from the line outs that are back here. And also average modulation. This is just an averaged envelope, how much the envelope has been stuffed with energy. And let's see, it looks like they're playing music now. All right. And of course, overload time. We have plenty of headroom to handle the overload, but we do want to tell the engineer that's going on. Let's pick another station that's more talk radio. I push the memory button, and we're going to go I'm gonna pick take a local. This is a local AMer coming up.
Cheese stuffed chicken and more. With new recipes every week.
And okay, talk radio now. You get a good idea of what's going on between the activity light and whether we have enough drive to keep the carrier 100% loaded. You'll get some peaks here at about 110 modulation. Over here, line level, which feeds the back. Monitor gain is
during beach cleanups. That's something, say supporters.
Plenty of audio. And then the digital controls. We have memory. The mode, I'll take you to that back like you'd have on any computerized system. The enter button, and of course the rotary select as you go through the menus. That noise you're hearing is my chair, by the way. That's that. All right, in case you had any other thoughts. So let's go to the back button here. Well, let's go to the mode. We go to the mode. We can play the media. Oh, we've got a little SD card in here for backup if you go off the air. You can play back. You can set up the playback mode. You can queue up things. You can go to the server selection things. I'll go back. You can go to the SD card, sample tracks on the SD. Let's go back again. My stuff, you could save anything you want. And there you can go to FM. It's got a little tuner in it. And, of course, you could set up the clock and the micro and so forth. Yeah, we'll go back from there to... Oh, there's FM. It wants to play FM. Okay. Let's see. Oh, wait. I've got no antenna hooked up. I don't think it's going to... If there's enough energy to pick up local pickup. Anyhow... there we go. Oh yeah, you can also search through a whole bunch of USAW stations and all that, whatever's, and of course a whole bunch of countries, which we don't want to do right now. So let's go back. Let's try some, we'll go back to our favorite here, WLNG. They're over on Long Island, great oldies station. My friend Mark Edwards is the DJ, has Sock Hop Saturday night there every Saturday from 8 to midnight. It's a great place. WLNG, it's 92.1. And let's see what they're playing.
Seize your home or business.
They're playing a commercial. All right, and again, quick look inside. A lot of junk getting this panel wired to the sub panel, which is actually a, when you get in there, it's a PC board. And a lot of stuff. So that's it, radio guys. Oh, the monitor speaker we got. Switch over. I don't know if you can hear that. That's for in-studio use. You want to make sure everything's working. And the back. FM input if you need it. Line input, speaker monitor, internal, external speaker. And of course the gigahertz antenna. That's the baby. And I hope you don't think I'm too crazy, but we're in the other end of radio now. It's called InterNet. Thanks for looking. It's Bob In1KPR, which is my WebTube and channel, and my website, bobsamerica.com, www.bobsamerica.com. Bye-bye. Thanks.